Good morning, everyone from Tokyo, Japan. A little discussion today. So, if you saw the Game Awards yesterday, they were quite interesting, actually. Got some great announcements. I'm stoked at all the cool stuff we're getting. The new Ninja Gaiden game. It may not be a true 3D like sequel or reboot, but I'll take anything Ninja Gaiden at this point. I just don't want to see Koei Tecmo just like drop the ball completely on it. Like, no. I want to see more Ninja Gaiden. I want to see my Ryu Hayabusa in his glory, 2D or 3D. I don't really care. The new Okami trailer blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. Like, I have been waiting for Okami forever. I have played every single version. There's only one version I just cannot tolerate, and that's the Wii version. Not because I don't like the Wii, it's because the Wiimote, no matter how many versions of it I have tried to play, has never worked. The Wii, like, the motion just does not work. I don't know. I don't know. It's whatever. But the PS2, PS3, PS4, Switch, I love Okami so much. Even Okami Den. Okami Den's cute, but it's not my favorite. But if they were to make a Switch port for it, I'd definitely play it. But the big games, the big stuff. So I don't know if you saw the new RGG Studios 1915's basically like a dragon game they're gonna make. They didn't show much, but the fact that they're making a Taisho period RGG game, can't wait. I cannot wait. So good, so good. Same with Virtua Fighter. I don't know if it's Virtua Fighter 6 or what it's gonna be, but I think I'm gonna give this one a shot. I really hope they get characters like Kiryu or Ichiban or whoever in there. It's hard to say since the creator of the Yakuza series has had strict rules on what Kiryu can be used in. He has a strict Kiryu cannot fight women rule, but I don't know. It's hard to say at this point. Um, but the winner of Game of the Year was really quite interesting. Astrobot. I mean, it wasn't on my bingo card. I did not expect it to win Game of the Year. Like, for audio design, graphics, cool style, like, it is a cool game. I haven't played the newest one yet, the Game of the Year nominee, but I have played the VR game. I have played the PS5 freebie game that came with all the PlayStation accounts. I thought that was pretty cool. What else? I still need to beat that VR game. It's just VR 1's tricky for me. I need to get my PS4 fixed. I can play it on the PS5, but I would have set up the PS4 strictly for VR 1, and I need to send in my PS4 Pro because please comment below if you know how to fix this. But every time I play my PS4 Pro, anytime I start up a game, it'll be running smooth. It'll be running smooth, and then it'll just shut off completely. It drives me insane. I don't know what the problem is, but I've changed power cables. I've changed power outlets. I have done everything. I've used the same power cables that's in the PS5 here. Um, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I need to send it back to Sony, and hopefully they can fix it. But it's one of those things. But yeah, Astrobot was interesting. I think the only reason I'm a little upset over it isn't because I don't like Astrobot. I mean, it's a Sony win, so yay, Sony. It's I was really rooting for Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, or the big one for me would have been Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong restored my faith that there can be great game developers that simply make great games. Like, Black Myth Wukong is insane how good it is. Like, for a first game from a first studio from a country that is not known for making games other than Genshin Impact, which is a good game. I'm not gonna throw shade at Genshin. I wish I could play it more. I just can't get into it. Uh, I don't know. Like, I like it, but at the same time, it's just like whatever. I don't know. It's one of those games. But yeah, Black Myth or Infinite Wealth would have been my two preferred. I still can't believe Infinite Wealth didn't win RPG of the year. Metaphor did? That's weird, man. Like, I know Metaphor is probably a really good game. I kind of have just not paid attention to it. Um, a lot of people online are saying, "Hey, if it was called Persona 6, it would be winning every award there is," and probably. But other news. Other news. Indeed. If you have been on the PlayStation Store as of yesterday, Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, is now available for the PS5, and not just the PS4 version or the PS3 HD trilogy. This is the PS2 version, so you can get the PS4 and PS5 downloads for the PS2 edition. For me, it was free because I already own it, so I always get excited when my PS2 games transfer over as freebies for the PS5. So I'm really hoping that I think it's Koei Tecmo. I think it's Koei Tecmo, but I don't know exactly who. But Fatal Frame 1, 2, and 3, I really hope those get ported, since I don't think they're going to make an HD collection or anything. I think they're more than likely just gonna port them. But replaying Jak and Daxter this morning, because I got home really late last night, and that's when I saw Jak on the PlayStation Store. Replaying this game this morning, I love Precursor Legacy so much. I've loved it since the PS2. I've loved it on every version of it. PS2, 3, 4, 5, Vita, you name it. I love it. But honestly, there's a game from the Game Awards that was the last thing shown if you sat and watched it, and that is Interstellar. Now, or Intergalactic, my bad. Intergalactic. At which they dropped the ball not having Beastie Boys for the trailer, because that would have been awesome. But there is a huge problem with Naughty Dog, and that is Neil Cuckman. I hate this guy. I hate what he's done to Naughty Dog. I hate what he's done to Uncharted. I hate The Last of Us. The Last of Us could have been fine if they just focused on the world and not focused everything around one situational thing. I don't know. I can't get into The Last of Us because my problem is they went from Uncharted, a game that is fun to play with a great story, fun characters, and a plot with each game that is really interesting. The only one being kind of an exception is the third game, and that is Neil Cuckman's fault, because there is a huge divide between being realistic and magic. And 3 has a really weird feel to it, because that was when Amy Hedling was kicked out because of Neil Cuckman. Now, the problem with Intergalactic is that if you look at the shaved girl, which, not throwing shade, but it's not helping the case on what this game's probably going to be like. There's a lot that looks good about it. Like, I love the kind of Guardians of the Galaxy ship with that 80s computer. I kept thinking it was going to be Police Knots. I did. I don't know. But it's not just that. But Naughty Dog, I'm concerned. Like, don't get me wrong. I will give Intergalactic a fair shake when it comes out, because I have played every single Naughty Dog game except for Last of Us Part 2. I technically own it because I got it on sale for like $10 a couple years back, but I haven't bothered to play it because I just don't like The Last of Us. But I want to see Sony completely reboot Jak and Daxter. I think it has so much room and potential to be a great PlayStation first party title. And really, where I think that Jak failed was Jak 2. They tried to be GTA 3 with some Ratchet and Clank, and it did not work in my opinion. Yes, my edgy 12 and 13-year-old self, whenever whenever I did play it back as a kid, I I guess I liked it on the PS2, but every single time trying to go back to it, I can't stand Jak 2 and 3. Like, it's just not a good game. Like, there's a lot of people who defend it because it's part of my gaming history. Yeah, guess what? A lot of games are part of your gaming history. That doesn't mean they were good. It means you have nostalgia glasses that you need to take off. Jak 2 is a horrible game. It has horrible driving, horrible health system, horrible shooting mechanics, horrible level structure. It is just like, yeah, the story's kind of fun sometimes. Daxter has great one-liners like always. Jak, I can't stand this emo rage bait Jak. I don't like him. Like, honestly, a Jak reboot needs to happen. And here's what I think it should do. I think it should take elements from the precursor Legacy and Jak 3. I think it needs to have a fantasy platforming style mixed with some Mad Max desert like brutal kind of environment. And I think the ecosystem could be really cool. The ecosystem could definitely be like, yeah, you have green eco, which is your health, blue eco, which is like speed, energy, electricity, things like that. Red can power you up. Um, Yellow could be, of course, a type of fire ability, projectile, something along those lines. Dark and light could have completely new restructures. Like, all of them could be restructured so much better. It could be part Fable-esque RPG with that PS2 N64 period platforming and like a really good environmental gameplay, kind of like, well, Mad Max in a way, but like have actual like real zones, a real mountain, a real desert, a real, like, just a real genuine level design, not just like, here's some here's a spot where you collect things. Like, I get it, Jak was a collectathon, and I don't dislike collectathons. That's why I'm not a Donkey Kong 64 hater. I'm getting really tired of the internet hating on DK64. It was a fun game, and it, yes, it had flaws. Everything from the fifth generation had flaws. But as a kid, I was always more hyped about having a game console and not complaining about it. Like, I feel like my older self is just so jaded with a lot of things, and mostly it's how people perceive the games that I loved as a kid. But honestly, I think Sony needs to have a new, smaller team just really work on rebooting Jak and Daxter and making it a brand new thing, because honestly, Jak fumbled because of 2 and 3. They didn't know what they wanted to do with it. He was Elf Boy with Weasel Companion, that they didn't have an idea for Jak 2, but they knew that GTA 3 was a big deal. Oh god, 20, almost 25 years ago. But no, I don't know. I'm rambling now. I'm going to stop rambling. Jak needs to get rebooted. Game Awards, pretty cool. Onimusha, can't wait. Hey Sony, hey Capcom, bring back the Katana controller. That'd be awesome. But anywho, thanks for listening to me ramble, and I will catch you guys later.